The Washington Commanders are facing somewhat of an uphill climb as they look to potentially win the NFC East. And yes, they have three teams in their division. All of them made the playoffs in the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Giants. But overall, I don't think you can sleep on them. I think you cannot count out the Commanders for a plethora of different reasons, mainly because the D-line is ferocious, and Chase Young, I'm hoping he can put things together as a former top 5 pick. I'm hoping that Sam Howell is that dude because with what we saw against the Cowboys, there was a little bit of moxie, and you really like it. And yes, I do think that there's a lot of different areas where the Commanders need to improve on. They need to get a lot better at. And I think that even though that's the case, I still feel like this is going to be a team that gets a lot better. So, yes, obviously you have they're going to get a lot better is what I'm trying to say. Yes, they've got places to improve, but they're going to get better. 8-8-1 last year under Ron Rivera, 24th in the league in points, but they were top 10 in defense. And so basically this team can play defense, and in some cases they can score the football at times. Now, I do think some of that had to be with subpar quarterback play, but overall you're seeing right now a team that was 24th in points and then 20th in yards and top 5 in yards on defense, and then also number 7 overall for points. So honestly, I'm not counting the Commanders out. And there's a lot of reasons for that, because I think with the stability of Sam Howell at the quarterback position, and it's not like he needs to be amazing. He doesn't need to be Patrick Mahomes out there. With a top 10 defense and a respectable running game with Robinson and all them, I think this could be a pretty good team. And it's not like they don't have weapons either. Let's set that straight right now. So obviously Brian Robinson Jr. at running back and Antonio Gibson. Can that man just break out? I've been literally banking on it for the last couple of seasons for Antonio Gibson just to be that dude in fantasy, but it is what it is. Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry out there, and Jahan Dotson. Those two are going to be a fantastic wide receiver duo for a long, long time. Logan Thomas. I called it, by the way, that Logan Thomas was going to be an absolute stud for the Commanders there. And yes, we're happy to be right once in a while. Then also De'Ami Brown. I think he's going to be a guy that offensively you have potentially 4 wide receivers, and Curtis Samuel as well. That you can have all these different weapons. You have got a above average or at least around average offensive line for the Commanders and Sam Howell. Plus you've got a run game. And on defense, that defense is nasty, specifically along the defensive line. Yes, as far as linebackers go, I'm looking for Jamin Davis to really step up this year. I think that's definitely a possibility. David Mayo is that dude. But in the secondary, Cameron Curl's one of the most underrated safeties and has been for a while. And yes, you're expecting big things out of rookie cornerback Emmanuel Forbes, but I don't think you can sleep on the Commanders because they have a top 10 and in some cases top 5 defense. They have a running game that I think is definitely slept on. And I think they finally have themselves a quarterback that knows he doesn't need to be fantastic, but he can be an above game managing or at least a game managing quarterback and get them to the playoffs. So I think that is definitely something to be reckoned with, especially along this defensive line. I just can't stop talking about it. It's one of my favorite defensive lines in the entire NFL, and I think that makes up a whole lot of reasons as to why you can't sleep on the Washington Commanders. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let us know what you guys think, though, at the end of the day about the fact that you can't sleep on the Washington Commanders.